The recording and start the stream. Welcome to Horsin Around, a Dumbass Cast. I'm your host, Nick Mercadante, and with me I have three lovely guests, as always. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
To you live from the Tokyo Dome. If you know, you know. It's Christian Beekman.
Incredible. Lovely.
I'm Jack.
Hello, Jack.
I'm Corey, and I definitely wouldn't call us lovely guests, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's something I realize I say that a lot, but I don't know. It's just what I've settled into. If I come up with another introduction, then I'll roll with that one. But for now,
Right.
I feel it's kind.
Oh, wait, I'm still sub to you right
Come
now.
sluts.
I'm stuck in Philistines.
I'm gonna go fuck.
But yeah, we're here. I'm at my new place finally. I didn't do an episode last week because I was just moving in, but now that's all done. So just settled in and gonna be starting up work in a couple days. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, fucking full-time adult human being noises.
Brag about it.
I don't know, man. It's whack. But hopefully it'll be fun work, and hopefully it'll be safe in a COVID-19 world, because I'm still being... Jack has a webcam. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Finally.
Oh, when did you get that in?
A week or two ago? I don't know.
Okay. What kind of camera is it? I got that sweet 1080 pixels.
It is.
Wow.
I don't know. It has like a mic in it, which is really what I wanted. I didn't want to have to use the fucking headphones with the mic, so.
Gotcha. Yeah. And Corey, are you... So did you move in just to the lodge now, or you've been there? No, you've been there for a while.
I've been there since early June.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been here a while.
So you're staying in the same house you've been in? You're not like switching around to a different one of the 4x4s, are you?
When we were trying to organize the whole mega house thing, they were like, "Yeah, maybe you'll have to move, maybe you won't." And then like 2 weeks after the whole Corona lockdown, they were like, "All right, you'd have to move," and we were like, "Yeah, during Corona, I think we'll just stay still." And they were like, "Okay, we'll put the other people as nearby as possible." We were like, "Good enough."
Yeah.
So, mega house is now one mini unit apart from they're split into two basically.
Are there still 4 units of 4 people? Is
Yeah.
it still 4x4?
So it's basically we have 19 B and C, and then 18 A and B.
Okay.
And then
That's
also
pretty good.
across the street we have like some weird number, and that's Daria and Olivia
Yep.
and 2 acapella people.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then
That's
Sam
sick.
and JP and Sauce Tray and Nando are still chilling at Margaritaville. What's happening to Vape House? Is that like getting abandoned?
It's dead, I think.
It's dead? Ah, fucking rest in
I think there's
peace.
no one
Vape
left.
now stands for vaporized.
Completely obliterated off the face of the earth. Yeah, but I guess school's gonna be starting up soon. The freshmen have arrived. That was a whole fiasco on Slack. Lovely little
What do you mean
fiasco.
was?
Still
Yeah.
is.
I don't know.
Same things every year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Ask Evan on multiple platforms.
But yeah, they're cool. I haven't gone through the backlog. I should probably do like a.
I wouldn't
I mean,
bother.
I'm not even like gonna be there, especially now because
You're
of
never gonna
COVID.
meet these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Actually-
Reality, you're never gonna meet these people.
they're just gonna know me as God. I'm gonna be like fucking Schuyler. Maddie was right. I'm just gonna be some old fuck that yells every once in a while about random shit.
Welcome, Mercadante.
I hate
Welcome
it.
to the fold.
I hate it.
You're like me now,
Yeah.
except without this sweet beard.
All right. Well, I grew somewhat of a beard for No Shave November.
Not even
But-
its final form.
Are you trying to go like super long with it? Like, what do you?
No, I was wrong, but once he gets out, you know, it starts to get real Chechen separatist-esque, you know. So.
That's the vibe you're going for?
I wouldn't say it's what I'm going for. It's just sort of the reality that happens. It's like, well,
It just be like
Would have
that.
been misidentified as a terrorist in early 2002 in a grocery store. That's the vibe.
Jesus Christ.
you know,
I'm just living with the haven't gotten a haircut since spring break beard and hair.
Jesus Christ. What are you looking forward to being able to get a haircut at some point?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I look bad right now, so I'm not like upset about it. But
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to looking a
Clean.
little looking clean.
I just gotta get my haircut once the hair really starts creeping over my ears and getting in there. And like, this is the most annoying thing.
It's
possible.
this shit could get pretty fucking long.
Oh fuck, dude! You got that fucking like scene or like a big time
that's what
rush kind of look.
Narnia said.
Yeah, you got like a big time rush kind of look
fuck.
right now.
I have to play a church basement for my
Oh my god.
My Christian rock band.
yeah.
I don't know shit about scene, but here I am.
There you
Scene
are.
No one really does. No one wants to
Yeah,
remember those
yeah.
times.
Wipe that from our collective memories.
Yeah.
Even people in Scene aren't sure about Scene anymore. Is
I
Scene
don't know what
dead?
Scene is.
Scene is
Good.
like, is it Panic at the Disco? Like, is that Scene?
Not recent Panic at the Disco.
But like their first album, the one that everybody likes. Was that like a Scene album?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Music genres associated with the scene subculture include post-hardcore, metalcore, punkcore, deathcore, electronic music, and pop punk.
Just all
Like,
electronic
Bring
music?
the Horizon,
Just all
Asking
EDM.
Alexandria,
Bam.
Pierce the Veil, Metro Station.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pierce the
21
Veil.
Pilots.
Okay.
Pop punk is definitely what I would most associate.
Yeah, I most associated with pop punk, but I guess like the later evolutions
Yeah.
off pop
Yeah.
punk count
Mhm.
Yeah.
in the weird organizational family tree
Vaguely,
chart.
vaguely
that is-
emo.
that
Skinny
is the
jeans when
rock
skinny
genre.
jeans weren't popular.
yeah,
And the giant ass wigs that cover
purple.
like
I just
God.
remember a lot of
ridiculous
purple.
amount of
purple.
your face.
I remember a lot of purple hoodies. That's what I remember.
I had jet black hair.
Gotta love it. Yeah.
No, you do not.
No, you
I'm hearing a
have to
popular
love it.
belief. You do not gotta hand it to them.
This is not a choice. You gotta love it. It's
You are
required.
legally required. They're going to beat you up otherwise.
Is that Tori in the background?
Yeah, it
Tori's
is.
lurking.
Tori, Jesus Christ. Hello.
Nick says hello.
Yeah, I can
I
hear
also
them
say
delayed
hello.
by a couple seconds.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Oh, you're me delayed by a couple seconds.
There you go. But yeah, I guess we could jump right into probably the main course of today's things that have happened in the past week, which would be the Microsoft press conference that was held on Thursday with the Halo Infinite gameplay.
I literally didn't watch any of that.
Bro, come
So
on.
unfortunate. Was it? Oh, was
Hear
it like
about
the
that.
fake
I work
E3?
with them.
I mean, there is no
They're
real E3
continuing
anymore.
Summer of not E3.
Yeah.
Of just companies spacing out announcements, and then
Mhm.
I don't know. Apparently, Ubisoft is holding another Ubisoft Forward thing in September.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Jesus.
apparently.
It's gonna be an interesting conference after all of the fuck shit that they've been
yeah.
accused of, and all the
Gonna
people that they've
preemptively
let go of.
apologize for sexual harassment cases again.
Oh god, yeah. That's a whole mess.
Gamers should not have rights. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed.
Well, in this case, it wasn't perhaps the gamers. It was
Yeah.
the game developers.
The game managers.
As a GDD, game developers definitely should not have rights.
Yeah, perhaps gamers can get away with it, but game developers, they can't.
Right.
It'll be interesting and how that all shakes out, I guess, at the upper echelons of that company. Cause
Yeah.
Oh my god, they
Easy
showed a
mode.
grappling hook?
yeah, oh yep, grappling hook.
Oh, you're just watching it now. Yeah.
I'm reading a blurb about it.
5 reacts from Jack.
They showed off
Jack
that the game where you're all tiny people, like you get shrunk down. And
You really
like,
like
yeah,
that game, yeah.
It's coming out in like
It
5
didn't
days,
look
and it's on
fun
Game
at all
Pass.
to me.
Ooh.
I mean,
Ooh.
if it's on Game Pass, like
I guess it is
Might as well
functionally free.
right, and
And that's
it's
really, I
co-op.
guess, the interesting crux of the whole Microsoft conference is like it was really a giant sort of pitch for Game Pass.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck,
Like-
Psychonauts 2?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Psychonauts 2 looked great. It had.
Psychonauts 1.
I think that is an interesting tack to take, just because
Yeah.
Mhm.
it feels really weird this console generation launch because like we've got these two new consoles.
Yeah.
They're both sort of this x86 hardware, so they're kind of more
Just-
evolutions of the previous generation of consoles, just with some certain better features like the storage stuff and the 3D sound stuff.
Yeah.
Like that fast storage access.
Mhm.
So it's like, and so I sort of get people's complaints about the Halo Infinite or like a lot of this other stuff. It's like, in previous generations of consoles, like the PS2, the PS3 Leap, and stuff like that,
There were huge fidelity increases.
A lot of times they would show a game that you're like, wow, okay, I definitely look at this and I can definitely see that this is not possible
right.
on
the current
previous generation hardware. I need to get this if if you want to have that type of experience. And I don't think there's really been, because we're seeing the same kinds of games. Like they show Assassin's Creed Valhalla and we're like,
that's Assassin's Creed.
Sure that game's still coming out on Xbox One and PS4.
Series.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's got that 1 foot in the next generation, 1 foot in the old one thing going on.
They're doing that with like all of the release games, aren't they? For Xbox at least, aren't they all coming to Xbox One as well as Xbox One?
The messaging around that has been really weird. They have not been clear. So like there've been people talking like the Avowed, the new Obsidian game.
Yep.
That announced that's basically like their Elder Scrolls but set in their Pillars of Eternity isometric RPG setting.
Oh, are they making another?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that one was.
That's cool.
People are calling it the fucking Elder Scrolls killer, so we'll see how that goes.
That had originally been marked as an Xbox One game, but then they took that logo off. So there's theory that game's coming out in 2021, and it will just be a Xbox Series X thing, which sort of tracks because I believe a week or two ago, Microsoft said, "Yeah, we're stopping production on like most models of the Xbox One." So it's like I think they're doing the thing where they are like, yeah, we're
end of lifing.
We're sort of getting to end of life of that, which sort of tracks with what Microsoft's previously done. Because like when the 360 came out, they fucking dropped the original Xbox like a hot piece of trash. They're like, nope,
no more.
Yeah,
that's it.
It seems like we're seeing like less big notable console exclusives too.
Yeah, and it's like also like what games are going to be out for when these things launch? Because if you like really break down a lot of these lists, a lot of these games are like coming out next year, and you're like,
well, and then
what am I actually going to play?
There's like
that's where Game Pass comes in, is like
to cover it.
Game Pass. And it's like, well, you have all, you'll get an Xbox Series X, and there'll be a few like big Xbox Series X games out, but then like, hey, because we have done smart delivery or backwards compatibility stuff,
you have all your old stuff. A large portion
of the big Xbox One games you care about will still be here for you to play in a better, slightly improved form.
Yeah.
Or more improved if the developers spend the time to create like a specifically targeted Series X version.
I would not bet on that.
And so like, given that these consoles seem kind of the same otherwise in terms of like the power or parity or some other features, at least the way they've been sold on paper, in the Sony event and the Microsoft event. So Microsoft kind of has a big upper hand with this Game Pass thing of saying like, hey, you can try out these games for not very much. You can play them on whatever the fuck you want, whether that's an Xbox One, the Series X, the PC, with the xCloud stuff, your Android fucking phone. Like, we don't care as long as you sign up for Game Pass.
Like, I have Game Pass, and it's great because I don't have a console, but I don't need one because I just get PC.
And I think that's really what they want, is they just want people to be in their ecosystem. Because if you did decide to get a console, Corey, and you have Game Pass, then you're probably going to just get a Series X because that works with all these games you've already have.
Like, I want a PlayStation because there are a few games on there from, like, PS4 that I really want. Like, I want to play Spider-Man, I want to play God of War, I want to play Tsushima, but, like, I'm not seeing any stuff with PS5 that I really want, so I might just buy a PS4 from somebody who's trying to get rid of it.
You might, if you really just want to play those games, And it's
like, everything for the PS5 or everything for the PS4 will also work on the PS5, right?
Right, which is the
that has been less clear. That has been less clear.
No, I remember them saying it's always backwards compatible.
I don't think they've officially announced that they're backwards compatible. I think they say if you are developing a PS4 game, and it comes out, I forget their date, like after a certain date, it has to be able to function on the PS5.
Okay, so not all titles, but like
most of them. This is where I think Microsoft has a bigger thing because they have been much more. They've put out much more information about their backwards compatibility plans, and like Yeah.
Here,
It looks like they're pushing to have the top 100 titles for the PS4.
Yeah,
just
most of the ones I
by
want to
launch.
play would be on there.
found
Yeah,
an
By launch is
article.
pretty good.
It says this article says it will be. The PS5 will eventually have backwards compatibility with over 4,000
Eventually, okay.
PS4
That's
titles.
an interesting
Yeah.
word to
So
say.
I'm not sure. I guess that's how they were doing it with the Xbox One, right? Where they were with Games Pass, where they were introducing games to the Games Pass from like the 360 era over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
Whereas I think Microsoft has generally gone of like, hey, if we're doing backwards compatibility, we need like backwards compatibility. Not we're reselling old
Yeah.
PS4 games that we could say like, hey, yeah, if you own the disc,
Yeah.
you know, you'll be able to you can get access to this game. So
Yeah,
you know,
well, on
They-
the fucking subject of discs, the thing I hate about the PS4 is that there's no discs functionally. So like if you buy a hard copy of a game, it just downloads it to your console.
yeah, there's a
Oh
download.
really? Oh yeah,
Which,
you're right.
yeah,
That's weird.
makes it way faster, but
Mhm.
like
because it's unpacking files from the disc rather
yeah.
than downloading. But you still have to download some files because most games have a day one patch at this point. Yeah.
But also, like, Jeff has a PS4, so we all use it. And I can no longer put any new games because
It's out of space.
fucking Call of Duty
Yeah.
3 or whatever is 100 gigs and
Call of Duty 4,
there's a
yeah.
100
Or
gig
Call of
hard
Duty Modern
drive.
Warfare. Yeah.
I mean, you
So,
could
yeah.
just save
You
the.
can buy an external one too, but
You
Yeah.
could delete the everything except for the save data on PS4 games, and then if you want to
That's-
re-download it.
it's not my console though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's my question about like all this fast storage stuff is like they're using these very particular, you know, kind of I would say sort of level of SSDs to achieve that.
Mhm.
Like if you're gonna do storage upgrades, like you know, because with the PS4 you can like put in like certain laptop hard drives and upgrade your is that the PS3 you could do that? I'm trying to remember. At least in the PS3 you could put in laptop
Yeah.
hard drives and upgrade your space.
Mm.
Microsoft's released bigger hard drives that you could put in.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like if they're gonna do a custom thing, like how expensive is it gonna get if you like, dude, I need more space to
Yeah.
like,
Right.
because
And
like
they're gonna Yeah.
games are only gonna get bigger. Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare is fucking huge at this point in terms of the install space. At least on console, like this is something I wish I had PC because I have a small SSD boot drive, which I usually put a game on that I play a lot.
Mhm.
And for a long time that was Call of Duty, but eventually the download file size was too big, and even if once I had downloaded it and installed the update, it was smaller than my SSD because Battle.net does not have the Steam feature of like moving
Right.
game
fuck
directories
that.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't, like, there's no way for me to actually put what's the smaller
Oh,
install
God.
thing back. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I guess this is living on my slower drive now.
It's a big fucking rip.
At least on consoles, you can uninstall parts, like you can uninstall the campaign, you can uninstall the co-op mode to
Yeah.
like free up hard drive
Um,
space.
Because I forgot I was looking up is the PS5 diskless. Literally the second article, the first article is like, yeah, they have a digital
Selling
edition.
all digital edition.
So they have one that takes discs and one that doesn't. But it's funny, the second article when I searched that is from PCMagazine.com. The digital only PS5 is still a bad idea. Just like straight out the gate. Just like fuck you.
I agree.
I don't think it's a bad. I mean, I think it's. I mean, you can argue from a consumer
inconvenient.
point it's a bad idea, but from a Sony point, like if they can sell a PS4 for cheaper to people
Sure.
who don't care about buying physical copies of games, don't want to
Mhm.
deal with that shit,
Mhm.
you know,
Right.
I'm not sure how much money they save really on the manufacturing end by not
Probably not a
including
lot.
a disk drive. Probably not a lot, but
Yeah.
if they can offer that choice and say, hey, here's a cheaper PS4, it's all digital, so you know you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
cut
trying
out
to
the-
see why do they
Yeah.
think because it's
I would
gonna
probably
get
buy a disc one, but that's. But
yeah.
I know I've talked to people who said, yeah, I don't want to fuck with this.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
discs, downloading from a disc is still faster than downloading off Wi-Fi. I would bet, even though downloading
Yeah.
from the disc is still
Oh,
way too slow.
we weren't fans because saving $50 on the console didn't make up for losing all that functionality as a media hub with physical media support. I mean, like, okay, sure. I
I
guess.
haven't bought a DVD in years though. So.
I don't know how much big of a feature like that mattered back in the PS3
Right.
era when like, oh, this is
It has a
PS3 is the
Blu-ray
cheapest
player.
way to
Oh,
get a Blu-ray
shit.
player.
Yeah.
But-
Right.
Now
nobody
these
fucking
days, like,
DVDs or CDs or any of that shit. Like,
well,
Yeah.
and if you're the
Still
kind of
buy
person
CDs.
who's like, I'm getting a really nice Blu-ray collection, like, you probably
Yeah.
have a fucking Blu-ray player.
Mhm.
You don't need a fucking game console to do that.
Yeah.
I feel like the people who would have gone wild for the like, I have 1,000 Blu-rays in a shelf are kind of moved over to like, I have a Plex server with 20 terabytes of
Yeah,
4K
they're buying those Blu-rays,
rips,
ripping them, and then.
tossing them right in the trash.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not trash. Maybe they just have a nice display case that they never open with all the like discs. But like,
It's
yeah.
glued, like all of the discs are glued into the wall now.
yeah.
Immovable.
But
you can't even open the case.
yeah.
yeah.
Not possible anymore. But
So,
I mean, yeah. I guess to the article's point, I did have some DVDs, and like for some reason, I just got like the box set for all 4 seasons of Korra in DVDs, and then I was just like, oh shit, I want to watch this with JP, but I didn't have a. There was obviously we don't have a DVD player. But then I had the PS4. So in that case, specific use case, I was like,
Yeah.
this works out. But yeah, I think you're right. All the Plex servers, aside from the whole very illegal piece of that, but like, I guess, no, if you bought
It's
them
not-
and you burn them, I
it
guess.
is. It's still not 100% kosher, but like,
But yeah,
it's about as good as you're gonna get
yeah,
if you want like DRM-free media.
right. I would personally, if I was going to buy a console, I'd probably just go for discless. Like, there are very few games that I feel like having the physical medium of it has any significance. Like, even Kingdom Hearts 3, like, I was super excited to get that in box and stuff, but I'm like, it's fine if I just got it digitally. I got Persona 5
I would
Royal
go disc
digitally.
just for functionality's sake, and for the potential of like if they introduce backwards compatibility with stuff to say like, hey, yeah,
That's
you
true.
Fucking straight up throw a PS1 game in here.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah,
That would
run
be-
it.
it's still nice to be able to like hand the disc to your buddy or something too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, if only I could shove
I mean,
my...
that was their whole. That was the PS4's
Yeah.
whole thing. Their counter argument, because there was like that back when the Xbox One was all the
threatened to-
on on stuff, and then
Yeah.
like, here's how used games will work on the PS4. It's literally like
To the dude
two
hand-
executives
God.
at Sony Computer Entertainment just
They-
like handing a game.
They had to
It's
whip
like,
that
oh
up
my
like
God.
overnight, and they just dunked on him so hard. Like,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
incredible. That was incredible.
Although I
moment.
will point out that a lot of the future that the Xbox One predicted, like the plan that they were doing for 2013, has largely come to pass.
Yeah, they were.
ways.
I don't want to say they were
We're
ahead
not
of
ready
their
for it all at
What was
once.
their plan?
to have an all-in-one
It's
system.
gonna always be online. There's
Yeah.
like checks download stuff, and it's like in a lot of ways, just to the way games work in general. Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, even as I play it on PC, has to connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was trying to play, I was like literally on launch day, and they were having server issues. I'm like, bro, I'm playing the campaign first. That's what I do with every Call of Duty game. Why
Right.
do I have to be online? It's just like, well, there's unlocks tied in the campaign that are tied to multiplayer that we have to, and it's just like the way games are designed. Even if there's not a console mandate for the stuff to be always online, just like the features that they do, they kind of are in a lot of ways.
I think that's just poor design, honestly. Like, even if
It depends on the type of game you're making, but yeah, I think
yeah,
in some
but
cases.
in Call of Duty, like you get some point in the campaign, you unlock something in multiplayer, right? You can just trigger that change on the client side, and the next time you sync up, you can just check that box and unlock it in
Yeah.
multiplayer. You don't have to be
Yeah,
online
maybe-
for that.
Maybe that's more to do with, I don't know, maybe the way the BattleNet framework works, or maybe there's some. I obviously am not privy to the specific
Right.
functioning of the back end of Call of Duty Modern Warfare's networking, but
Right. Yeah, but I think you're right in the sense that, my console now is just home to my fucking Netflix and like YouTube and Disney Plus and all that stuff. It's all home on the PS4,
Yeah.
so I can watch that
My
stuff in
Disney
the living
Plus.
room. Right. Well, okay. Also, I've been meaning to tell you, I keep forgetting. My parents let me onto theirs, so I no longer
I don't
need to
care.
mooch off of yours anymore.
That's fine.
I switched over to using their account. Is it locked to 3 people in a family, or
I think it's locked to 4 screens at a time.
Okay.
Is it like essentially you register like devices on, and then once you reach the limit, you have to like essentially de-auth one?
Oh no,
like
no,
that?
sorry.
No, it's like Netflix, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I
You
mean.
only have like 4 people watching at a time.
Oh, sorry. I meant like the amount of like accounts it's like sub accounts.
Oh,
So
I don't
like.
think that matters.
Oh, okay.
I also only gave it to like 4 separate people, I think. So
Okay.
I'm not worried.
But yeah, that's all on on my PS4 now. So in that sense, yeah, they did know that was coming, but then they still should have made it about the games at the games conference.
I'm not,
like,
I'm
I
not
think
saying that their
No, yeah.
presentation of all that stuff, like the Don Natrick years at Microsoft Game Studios, now looked upon fondly from the people I've talked to who were there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Microsoft has done a lot since then to try and improve their sort of image in the
Yeah.
after that debacle. But yeah, it's just weird. I feel like neither company is really giving me a big sell on the capabilities of the console itself. About like
Right.
It's just
Show
a
me
new one.
Yeah.
maybe like the Ratchet and Clank game they showed with like the worlds being him teleporting to
Oh,
these
that
worlds
looks
in Dream.
interesting.
And I'm like, wow, okay, that looks to me like something that's not necessarily possible on the previous generation of console hardware.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's not been.
Honestly, I don't know why they didn't even like show, because like I think a thing that got people excited for the PS5 way back like in the beginning of this year was there was that leaked tech demo where they were showing like the difference in load times between Spider-Man PS4 on like just a regular PS4 and then having it on the PS5 with the upgraded like load times, and it was like insanely faster.
I didn't watch it, but they had a big like technical showcase thing with Mark Cerny, who is a big technical guy at PlayStation, which maybe went over that. I think as game companies have recognized like these presentations, like if you look at E3 pasts, like they're very like business focused, like a lot of graphs about here's our sell-through rate and stuff, but they realize that more and more people are watching this just want to know about cool video games that are coming out. And so
it was originally like a business conference.
Yeah,
and not
E3,
like,
yeah.
Right.
Here's
It's
the
not
cool
really
shit
much of
for
a public
gamers.
safety. Yeah. The people who were showing up were like, the games press, other industry people, and like GameStop
industry
regional managers who say, okay, how many copies of this game should we buy to stock in our store shelves to sell? And now no one goes to GameStop anymore.
Thank God, honestly.
I think one of the things that's hitting the consoles kind of hard as well is that because like I'm seeing all these things where the games aren't improving. They're not. I mean they're improving, but I'm not seeing something like shocks me, right?
Well, it's just
but then there
diminishing
was that-
returns, man. It's like you can only push graphics
Right.
so
But
far.
that's the thing. Like earlier this year, Unreal Engine did a demo that was fucking absurd. Like
Yeah, I remember people freaking out about that, and I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a tech demo.
Did anything
they
ever
walk into a
come of that?
room
That's
and they're
not a
like-
real video game, though. That's
Yeah.
not.
But
They literally-
it's like you can. They say you're going to be able to play that on the Unreal Engine that they're putting out in like January 2021 or something. And
Yeah.
some of the things they did in there. I mean, they walk into this room, they're like, "This statue has it's like 50 million tries or some shit." And I was like, "Wow, that's really good." And they were like, "This next room has 300 of those statues."
Boom. Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah, it's impressive, but I think I caution with people with tech demo is like that's a tech demo that
right.
Is
largely
highly
scripted.
yeah.
It doesn't have like AI or
Right, but
a lot
it's
of a
something
game
that I'm
layer
seeing
running
and
under it.
going, that's not going to be on console, and I'm
Yeah.
not seeing
Yeah.
anything like that on console.
Well, it's
I'm
not
gonna be
if
like,
it's
you know,
if it is going to be
PC
on console,
grade or
it's going to be a
whatever,
long
but-
time until it gets there because they're still
Right.
like it's not even
Yeah,
out
people have
yet.
to get to grips with the development kit. It's
Right.
it's usually about a year or so before like you really see that stuff. Like it's pretty much any game console. It's like the Xbox 360. A lot of early Xbox 360 games launch. You're like, wow, this looks like a slightly gassed up original Xbox game.
Yeah, I get that. So like when Smash Ultimate came out, I was playing a fuck ton of that. And then I like went home for some break, and I was like, oh, I should boot up Brawl just to like
Oh my God.
see how it looks. And oh my God, it looks awful. I remembered it looking like the same as Ultimate, and I go
Yeah.
back to it. It looks like all the characters are 2 pixels It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't seen like the big, experience, and maybe that's just because I've changed from when I was buying, like, really purchasing a lot of game consoles,
Right.
game console stuff.
Yeah.
Because I built a PC and I'm playing most of my games on that, and
It's
don't really have to set
probably
up
like
for a
at the end of the
console
day,
anymore, so.
really, like at least us. It's probably not for us necessarily. Like I, for one, am just elated that they are putting all this shit on PC, so I don't even have to think
Yeah,
about
that's
getting the
thing with
console.
Xbox is like, oh yeah, any Microsoft first party game is coming to PC.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's totally nice.
And
That's sick.
Sony has started to put out some of their stuff like Horizon Zero
Mhm.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope they put Spider-Man on PC.
God.
I imagine they eventually will. I think they
Not
will.
anytime soon, I don't think.
No, I would probably say maybe a year or two after this Miles Morales game comes out, they will
Oh,
release
sure.
some like big collection for PC of like, here's the, because
Spider-Man's
when
fun.
Horizon Zero Dawn's coming out for PC, and that's like came out 2-3 years
3.
after
Yeah.
it came out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I imagine in the next couple years we'll probably see Spider-Man PC. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, it's another
Yeah.
audience
So
to sell
it'll
to,
sell a
so.
lot.
And
Right.
people will free. Man, it's just so. I mean, I remember when I was into the console wars as a young lad, and like just people today. Like I remember when Horizon Zero Dawn got announced for PC, and like there was like on the announcement on Twitter, Sony, all these very hardcore Sony fanboys like upset about, like, can't believe you would do this. It's like,
Shut up! Shut up!
why
You literally
you upset them more?
shut up. You are such like why? Who hurt you?
Grasp the mentality. It's like, I don't know. I guess you've made this brand
they've-
identity your personality, which is distressing. But
Yeah.
They
I saw the
see-
same thing with Halo Infinite too.
Yeah, but I mean
people have
that's
complained about
Kind
that.
of weird.
I mean,
Yeah. Well,
people
Of
like,
course.
and it's so weird, especially considering that people were so elated by the MCC collection coming to PC, right? Like,
Yeah.
people are so hyped to have Halo 3 finally on PC. People said it would never happen, and now it is, and people are like, oh shit, this is great. And they're gonna be adding more stuff to it. Like, I cannot. Oh my god, they're gonna add a file browser, or adding back the file browser, but also adding custom game server list, so you can just like join people's public custom games and do all that kind of shit on the fly. Like, that's gonna be so good for the custom game scene. But like, now with Halo Infinite, they're like, oh, you've devalued your product before it even comes out. It's like, no, they're reaching a wider audience. Shut up. Like, god damn.
I think the audience are different from people who are like, oh, I want to play Halo 3 on PC, and then like, this is a wholly new Halo game. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, like,
Yeah.
all the weird, like, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the graphics of that Halo Infinite stuff, and it's
Mhm.
like, for years I've been hearing people complain about. I mean, I sort of checked out the Halo series after,
After
I
Bungie left.
I only played a little bit of 4, so I never
Yeah.
really, after that, but after Reach.
Yeah.
But like, they've been complaining about the design of weapons and the Spartan armor and all that stuff by 343. They've been complaining all this stuff. And so when 343 is like, all right, we're making this a little more classic styled Halo game, like where the weapon designs harken more back to like Halo 1 and stuff like that. And same thing with Master Chief's armor, the Halo 1, Halo 2 era. And now
Mhm.
people complain that the graphics look bad. And they're like, the weapons aren't detailed enough. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you want?
You asked for this.
They'll never
This
be
is-
satisfied. Also, Kenneth
Yeah.
just asked for a posture check on everybody. So check your posture, y'all.
My posture's bad. I'm sorry.
If I have a good posture, I go
Then
like
you
this.
crack your head. Yeah,
Right.
you're in a tough position. Yeah, I just want Bloodborne 2.
Kenneth wants to buy me a Herman Miller Aaron chair. Like, he can. I'll have good posture all day, baby. But until then, I got this IKEA brand.
Never fails, IKEA. Got the
Yeah.
self-built products. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I've got an article pulled up on the Halo Infinite trailer analysis. It seems to really be going in depth on the whole graphics portion of it, which I definitely think is the worst part of the trailer that people have the most valid criticisms about. I think that if they want to change the direction of the gameplay towards a more fast-paced thing with armor abilities and stuff, I'm personally fine with that. I understand people have nostalgia.
I mean, it's an open world game.
Also that, yeah,
They're
that
gonna complain if you can't move through the open world at a reasonable pace. So,
Right.
Like, people complain that Master Chief sprints now
yeah.
and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, Maybe those people just don't want an open world game. They want the more traditional Halo campaign structure. But I just, I don't know what that really looks like now.
Mhm. Yeah.
To be quite honest with you.
So
And not that I'm super psyched about every video game becoming open world, zoom out map.
Yeah.
There are icons.
Every
But,
game
like-
should just be Breath of the Wild.
Oh man, I mean, on the
Different
one
Breath of the
hand,
Wild and different worlds.
sure, but also no. Could you imagine though? What a wild like transition that would be if Halo Infinite like played like a first-person shooter Breath of the Wild. Like
It'd be so weird.
that would be so strange.
Your guns break after.
I don't think I would. Oh, I would be so mad about
I made that game. It's called Far Cry 2. What are you talking about?
Oh man, that 45-minute
great.
video essay on that game was like advanced, Beekman.
I
It
like
really
Far Cry
went
2,
for it.
right?
Yeah, understandable. I can see there's reasons
The
to
best
love
Far
it,
Cry game.
and also reasons to hate it because gameplay like that video was very interesting in the sense that it like explained how thematically all of that shit made sense to be in the game, but then at the same time they're like, yeah, it's not really fun though.
it.
So
Yeah, you know what's not fun?
True for, like, a lot of old
African
games,
brush
though.
wars. They're bad for everybody.
yeah,
That's the point.
Not
Yeah.
wrong.
and malaria. Nobody likes malaria.
Yeah.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Just give me a little dose, a little pick me up dose. Yeah, I don't know.
I wish we got more like open world games that had gameplay, because like a lot of these first person or third person shooter games that go open world
Mhm.
feel kind of slow in my opinion. And one game that I think did that really like did the fast paced stuff really well
Mhm.
was Just Cause 3.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It was pretty. There wasn't like a ton to
That
it.
game was
like, it
so pretty.
simple, but it was really pretty and it was really fun.
Yeah.
And you just go around, you blow up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
well, that's what they. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just.
Just
how
Cause.
They made Just Cause 4 and it was just Cause 3. And nothing
but
changed.
tornadoes.
We're like, why didn't you change anything? And they were like, well, didn't have any
Why
idea.
would we? Well, so what were like the big differences between 2 and 3? Because I own both, but I didn't play 3 very much because it didn't run well when I bought it.
Three had the you have the parachute in 2. Yeah, in 3 you
Yeah.
get the wingsuit. Wingsuit makes
And the
traverse.
parachute.
Yeah, you get both of them.
Wingsuit is so much fun. Like
Right.
the wingsuit was a really
Yeah.
good feature.
I
and
have like the DLC that gives you like the powered jetpack too,
the
which is
power-
really
the power
enjoyable.
It's really fun. That
Mhm.
that DLC is actually one of the
Yeah.
best like gameplay experiences I've had because the level design of that whole airship and the missions you do on it
It is
so much
fun.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
really-
like a
I like
good
Just Cause
mindless
2 as
way to
well.
spend a couple hours. I played
Yeah.
a lot of Just Cause 2.
yeah.
I like that there's
Just Cause
one.
2 is,
Whenever I load
excellent
into the
game.
game,
Just Cause 2 is top tier. It,
It really
sucks
is.
now, but
but then they added
It
the
holds up,
Well,
in my
I
opinion.
don't think it holds up.
I've played it recently. I mean, I don't.
Have you?
Pretty much every time I boot it up, I always spawn at the same base for some reason,
Yeah.
and it's always at the top. It's one of the red ones, and it's at the top of this like mountain area. And every time, what I do, there's always a guy sitting in the gun position of one of those big cars, and I hop in it, and I immediately just drive it off a cliff and get out and watch him fall like 2,000 feet, and then I just fly around, shoot some military bases, and quit the game. And
Yeah.
there's nothing to it. It's mindless fun, but it's still fun.
It just
Yeah.
felt like a little clunky last time I tried to go back and
Yeah,
play
I
it.
can see
It's
that.
definitely
Control-wise,
cool.
yeah.
yeah.
But it's
It's one of
it's
the
a
best
fun
sequels, like improvement
Yeah,
sequels.
oh, yeah,
As
yeah.
someone who has played the
One
original Just Cause,
sucks.
one's like, oh, you can see like, oh, there's some cool ideas here. This doesn't work, and then
Well,
Just Cause 2
yeah.
is like, oh, you figured all this shit out.
Yeah. The fucking multiplayer mod for 2.
Yes, I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say, did you guys
yeah.
play the
Real.
multiplayer mod? That shit
was
was
fun,
hot. Kenneth was
It's
just
so broken.
I used to
Oh
play it
my
with
God,
Kenneth.
it
He
was
just brought it up
busted.
in the Twitch
You
comments.
just spawn in like
You get 1,000
No.
people and everybody would cause explosions, and
Mhm.
the game would just break.
Everybody, I remember people would love to go to that fucking the airship that was like the fucking Mile High Club.
Mile High Club.
Yeah, and then and then a bunch of people would be there, and then other people would just fly at it with ships and try to like destroy everybody on it. It was
Yep.
so fucking
You could
stupid.
never take off from the airport.
Oh no, you can't. It's impossible.
Airport was always a mess. People would just be
Yeah.
spawning planes in
Mhm.
every point on the map and then
Yeah.
just blowing them up.
Oh my god. I think they tried to do it again for Just Cause 3, but I don't know how that
Yeah.
went. I think people were starting to
Wow.
fall. It's weird because like I agree that I think overall, Far Cry 3 was, or sorry, not Far Cry, Just Cause 3 was like a better overall experience, but it seemed to fall out of favor a lot faster. For some reason, Just Cause 2 had more staying power, and then Just Cause 4 just completely shit the bed. So
I think
nobody
Just
cares
Cause 2
about
was just
that.
a complete, was just like the gap of between Just Cause 1 and 2. Like Just Cause 2, like I said, it was just such a massive improvement in every possible area of the game over 1.
Mhm.
And 3 was like, you know,
It looked better.
It looked better.
we added some stuff.
3
You know,
polished pretty much everything.
Yeah, it was a
They had
polishing
bunch that
job.
had polished what was already
Yeah.
there.
I think
and so it was
the-
more fun.
The
I
bases
played
that
more
they had in
than I have
3
two.
were really fucking dope. Like some of the giant towers that they had, they just made these things that were like totally built to just absolutely get annihilated and look beautiful when it happens. And like
Yeah.
they did
Oh,
that
yeah, the
perfectly.
Giant radio towers, those are
Mhm.
beautiful to knock
Yeah.
down.
They're just like, what if we took the giant balls from fucking Just Cause 2 and then just made an entire like fucking base out of them and stacked them on top of each other and just made it insanely huge. And you know what, they were
stuff
right.
they added with like the whole lore of the game, which didn't matter. But
No.
it did say, oh, there's this one rock that gives you a force field, and then you just
Wait,
put
what?
that on every fucking thing.
What?
You know,
Was that DLC? I don't remember that at
no,
all.
That's core to the game. Like the
It's
reason
re-
the dictator.
It's the energy source.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and so,
yeah.
Like, so once you get later into the game, you go from like, oh, I've got my little motorcycle to I have a tank that has multiple force fields and immediately blows up anything in my area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, I don't know. There was, I mean, like we talked about it the other day, Beaks, but that Stalker game definitely looked interesting.
yeah, the real star, Stalker 2. My shit.
But then
No.
again, all of
No,
these
but
games are just going to be probably PC purchases for me, if anything.
Yeah.
I might look into getting on Xbox. Is it still like $1 a month for the PC one?
It's
Since
like
it's
$1
$1
month
to
for your
introduce,
first month,
And I
then
think
it's
$5.99 for the PC
Yeah.
version, and then like 10 for console, and then
Yeah.
like if you
If you
$15
want
a month
both.
if you want Ultimate, which is everything plus an Xbox Live online subscription,
Okay.
which is a
I
pretty
got-
fucking
yeah.
good deal, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, no,
All
that's
the-
fucking
I have like
hot.
3 months free with the CPU I bought or whatever, so
Ooh,
it's actually
Yeah, I
really
got some
good.
free through working for Microsoft.
nice. That is
Playing
a pretty good
Sea of
deal.
Thieves, Bad at it.
Isn't-
Bad at Sea of
Hey, I
Thieves.
wish you could tie it back to your Steam account though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
one thing
That's
that
the one.
bothers me.
The one downside of Game Pass is you gotta interact with the Windows.
Yeah.
Is...
Hey, man.
Well, you can do it all through
bad
like
time
the
always.
Xbox app.
We've,
But you have to log in with like your Xbox login, so I can't
right.
like join a game through Steam or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of
It's weird.
sucks.
Look, at least we've come a long way from the fucking games from Windows Live days.
Oh my
Okay.
fucking god!
I remember having to interface with that for fucking GTA
It
4
sucked.
on PC. Shit sucked ass.
The amount of time,
Absolutely unusable.
number of games that have had to be re-released because they had to
Yeah.
fucking find a way to strip it out of the game.
Yup.
With, you know, if Games for Windows Live died and like, oh, all these games don't work,
Yeah, it's fucked
Yep.
up.
it's a
Just
bad time.
fucked up. But
Bad time.
we've evolved. We've improved. Microsoft has gotten better, thankfully. Yeah, and I'm curious, like, so PlayStation has the PSVR as their foray into virtual reality. Microsoft had.
Did they?
I mean, it is
Did they
like
like push anything on that? Like I remember it
I
being
didn't-
big for
I
a
didn't-
year, maybe.
I think they had
anything
some of the more
about
popular
VR.
stuff.
The only VR thing I can think of recently is Star Wars Squadrons saying the whole game will be playable in VR,
Oh
and
my
I assume when that game comes out, they mean PSVR.
Yeah, I would also.
on
Yeah.
PlayStation
guess.
for that, but
I feel like I haven't heard anything about PSVR since it came
yeah,
out.
I don't know. They haven't made a
Honestly,
great
when are we-
push.
Yeah.
When are we getting Lego Star Wars VR? Like, that'd be high.
What? Why? It's a third-person
Play that.
game.
Nick, shut up, Nick.
I don't care.
Okay.
It might
Looking
be,
around you,
Lego
everybody's
Star Wars
fucking
might
Lego.
be
You just
in
pull out a
limbo
lightsaber
for a bit, depending on what happens, because AT&T wants to spin out. They want to sell WB's games division.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's still happening. TM.
Well, they want it to happen, and there's rumors that Microsoft would buy them because Microsoft has been on a buying spree of studios, and given the studios that are under the W umbrella, there's some pretty good names. There's Monolith, there's
Yep.
Rocksteady,
Yep.
there's
There's
stuff like that.
is NetherRealm under them?
Yeah, NetherRealm's them. And
Okay.
that would be another thing. They'd probably pick up the Mortal
Injustice,
Kombat IP.
yeah, or in Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Well, maybe not. Injustice would be the thing because WB's not going to give up like their
Their
actual
DC.
licenses that they own, like DC and shit.
Yeah.
But they might say, hey, because like there's no really point to buying NetherRealm unless you get the Mortal Kombat license because that's
Yeah.
what those guys do.
Right.
So it's like
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you get Monolith, who did most recently the Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow War games.
Oh
So
yeah.
they're a pretty stunning
Was
developer.
the second game any good in that?
Second game I heard was good. It was just like
Okay.
it was kind of maybe was like a Just Cause 2 to 3 situation. It was like a very iterative game with some new features, but like
The first
Not-
game felt like very much of an Assassin's Creed ripoff,
Mhm.
just with like the
combat.
fuck. Yeah, well, no, the
Nemesis system.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. of.
Yeah.
It was Assassin's Creed, but like with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
although the Nemesis system is much more reactive than anything that's really been in
No,
Assassin's Creed yet.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed. It's shocking because I think when that game came out, everyone's like, "Yo, everyone's gonna copy the Nemesis system for their open world game."
But then
No,
nobody
yeah.
nobody
no one
did.
really has, which is weird because I'm
Yeah.
like,
I haven't even heard of that.
Well, it was so tied into like everything about that game that it would kind of be hard to separate and keep it at such a scale.
Yeah. I
Like
guess.
you could. Yeah, that's true. I guess.
like I'm thinking of like a modern military shooter with like a Deck of 52 style thing of like, here are all these high value targets in this terrorist organization you're taking down, and as
that
you
would be neat.
attack them, they react in different ways to try and counter
Counterplay, yeah.
targeting them. So,
They
That would be cool.
what was
Yeah.
it? What was I thinking?
but it seems like a very complex thing to like engineer and really tie into a game.
Yeah.
So I can understand why everyone's like, yeah, no, we'll just put a guy who you put a marker on, and you kill him, and you know.
I also found Shadow of War to be like generally kind of tedious.
War or Mordor? War is the second one.
Shadow of Mordor, sorry,
Okay.
the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
just
if-
in terms of the gameplay, like the
Yeah,
combat.
it was a lot of like, oh,
That's
there's
why I
an
really
event.
see it. It's very much the Assassin's Creed, like
Yeah.
Batman style combat that they sort of took into that, and they did it
Yeah.
fine. But it's
Yeah.
like at that point when that game came out, I've played like 6 or 7 games that have
Mhm.
played
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
like this. So
Every time I go back and play it, I'm like, oh, there's an event in this region. Better run halfway across the map. And it's just the same Assassin's Creed, like free running. Oh, I hopped over a log and I got a speed boost. Now I
Right.
can get there a second faster.
in my game, you would just fly in a Black Hawk helicopter. And would
Even in
bypass all
Mordor.
that.
Get the Metal Gear Solid 5, get the
Just
chopper
boss
with
rush.
Ride of the
Yeah.
Valkyries.
Look, they said one cannot simply
Rebel
walk
yell.
into Mordor, but you can fly in. All right.
You can just bomb Mordor. Nobody said.
Bomb
Yeah, we just
bomb
took out
Mordor back to
Thrawn
the
with
Stone
a
Age.
2,000-pound
Yeah,
Daydam.
carpet
We're
bombs
good.
or,
We're going home. Back to the Shire, boys.
Send up the
Yeah.
artillery and we're gonna win.
Dude,
Yeah,
you-
we just like strapped the One Ring to like a bomb, and we just like fucking dropped that
Drop.
shit straight down into the fires of Mordor. It was real easy. It took us about an hour, round trip.
Didn't nobody lost a finger? I mean,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, it's
Great.
amazing. Dude, the craziest thing I heard about the Shadow of Mordor games before we get away from it was because that was also coming out at a console transition period between like the 360 and the Xbox One era.
Oh, yeah.
The-
Yeah, it was 2013, 2014.
Yeah, so the
Thank you,
360, and I don't know if it released on the PlayStation systems, but if it did, then the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, they didn't have the Nemesis system because the consoles couldn't handle it. So it was
That's
just an
the
Assassin's
whole point.
Right, yeah. So you were just
Yeah.
playing an Assassin's Creed clone that was set
Yeah.
in the fucking Middle
Oh my
Earth setting,
God.
which is hilarious.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if there's going to be anything. I don't
Reminds me
think.
of like Black Ops 3 had a console, like a old gen console version
Mhm.
that it just didn't have the campaign.
What-
It was multiplayer only, and it was like,
What
And then they
the
just
fuck?
went whole hog for Black Ops 4. They're just like, you know what? Fuck it. That's just the entire game
Well, no,
for
they had a
everyone now.
campaign- They had some crazy campaign ideas for Black Ops 4 of like this weird, persistent, semi-co-op multiplayer thing,
Mhm.
open world. Like there were some wild plans that did not coalesce. So they're like,
Right.
oh shit, we're not gonna have a campaign for this game.
Yeah.
We're just gonna ship a game.
Perry.
with no campaign, and they're like, oh shit, what do we do? Like, this battle royale thing's popular. Why don't you do one of those?
Just do that. Just have that be the whole thing.
Blackout mode.
Blackout, baby. I guess, and it's really sad for me because Black Ops 4 I think is probably the closest thing I'm going to get to Treyarch just making a zombie dedicated like Call of Duty game.
That's what I want. I want to spin that zombies bullshit out, so I don't have to care about it. Bring back OG Spec Ops mode, not the bullshit that they passed off as Spec Ops mode in Modern Warfare. I'm talking about the OG shit. Fucking 18 juggernauts on the oil rig.
Oh my
now you got
fucking
C4
God.
and a knife.
Damn.
Back in
What
my
the
day.
fuck? Yeah, I don't know. And then, but and even then, it was just like the story at that point had like I was forgiving of
Black
the
Ops 3 and
insanity.
4 have little to do with the other two games.
Well, they do all connect together. It's just the most convoluted thing in the world.
Vaguely.
Like I tried, because they bring back the main 4 from like the original Black Ops. Because what happened?
Sorry, I'm talking about
zombies. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was talking about the
Okay.
single player campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the zombie shit is tied up.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane though,
It's
because
so
they
whack.
literally I've probably said this 1,000 times by now, but like they literally had such a fucking jump the shark ending at the end of Black Ops 1 where they literally blew up the Earth from the moon, and then after that they were like, shit, okay, let's try some new characters on this hellscape Earth now, and nobody liked it. So then halfway into their DLC they were like, alternate realities are a thing now. Here's the original cast again because we know you guys like them better. And then it just got even more and more insane from there. Like all of the they released that one map that was based in Alcatraz, and it looked like a one-off kind of thing where it was just like, this is completely out of universe just for fun. Just imagine you're in Alcatraz and there's zombies. But then they tied it in. It's somehow connected to everything else, even though like it doesn't make.
Isn't that the one with all like the famous mobster people who've played mobsters in films? They got a bunch of celebrities to like be voice actors for different.
Right. Yeah. And then they brought that was one of the maps that was brought back in Black Ops 4. I think they brought it back as DLC or something, but it's insane. I couldn't keep up with it. I definitely fell off after. There was also the weird thing in Black Ops 3 where there was a virus that like turned people into zombies, but it wasn't zombies related, and it was its own campaign, and I have no idea what that was about.
What?
It was also hidden behind like 3 different menus, so like it was separate from the regular campaign, it was separate from the multiplayer, it was separate from the regular wave zombies mode.
Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They, like, tied in some of the campaign locations and like one of the mega corporations that's in Black Ops 3 was doing.
And I was just like, I didn't know what I guess they were just trying something out, and I don't know if it worked or not, but it was just like really weird to see that shit like come together like that.
They still have not announced this year's Call of Duty.
Dude, they don't need to.
This is what COVID, man.
They don't need
COVID
to.
does.
They can take a break.
Call of Duty, what can you rely on?
They just release it.
Yeah, look, you can.
We know
forever.
There's so many leaks happening. They keep happening. Like people data mined the closed alpha test that went out and got a bunch of campaign level, zombie level names and multiplayer level names and a bunch of other details. And we know that the game is a sort of semi reimagining of the original Black Ops. So it's like, just put out a video, something. Just put out a trailer. Like, come on, guys.
Just died.
Oh yeah, that was announced today. Yeah, Regis.
What?
Philbin passed away.
Who?
He was the host
Regis
of Who Wants to
Philbin.
Be a Millionaire.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Regis and Kelly.
Bunch of other shit.
Oh, okay.
You have seen this man.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He was 88.
Fucking Joshim just gave me 100 bits. That's a whole ass $1 just to say stop being a virgin and come out and hang out with some chicks. Look, we're almost done, okay?
Wow.
We've got 7 minutes left.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's a fucking power move.
Destroyed.
Well, look, he gave me money, so
Absolutely worth it.
I'll
For
take
$1,
it.
I would do that.
We've got 6 viewers right now. This is kind of like
One of them's me.
One of
okay.
them's me.
Well, then I'll. You know what? I'll
Not
just.
me.
I'll take it if it ups the stats. But yeah, this console generation, if it's even going to be called that, it's going to be interesting. I'm also curious what the hell. I guess Nintendo's just going to keep running with the Switch as long as it can, because if it ain't broke,
maybe
don't
they
fix
will
it.
do a Switch.
Is anything new coming out
Oh shit.
for the Switch?
Okay.
Paper Mario just came out.
Yeah,
that's
Paper
true.
Mario. There's
I don't know.
there's games that we know exist, but they have no like timetable to figure out what.
Metroid Prime is still on.
Yeah.
Wasn't there?
He just gave me another $1. Sorry.
Yeah, they released like a very, very, very teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild 2.
Right, that was
I would
the other
imagine
one.
that probably comes out, if not this year, then next year.
I would bet on next year.
Okay, he's giving me
Metroid Prime
$3
4,
now
they
just to
changed
shit on
developer.
me.
They restarted development.
Wow.
Recently, so that game's probably not.
This is advanced. Yeah, there's stuff in the pipeline. There's also, I'm guessing that they're probably going to do some more Pokemon DLC. Maybe, I don't know if they're done with that or not. But I think because they reintroduced old Pokemon that were like knocked out in the first set of DLC, so I think they'll just keep doing that until maybe they get all the Pokemon in. But I don't know. Oh, sorry, Kenneth, you gave that last $1. My bad.
Wow.
Stop! Don't.
The name
So
of
sad.
poor
Disrespecting
Kenneth.
your viewers.
They're both.
Wow.
Oh no, they aren't the same color. I'm just a dumbass. My bad. But yeah, damn. Only Piss Leader 2. God damn. I cannot believe. Sorry, Josh. You just really looped me with that one.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
There's another
Oh my
$1.
god. You're my little. Look, if you'll just send me money, I'm not gonna say no to that. Okay, just keep sending it in. I'll take the insults all day. All right. Money, cash is cash.
Laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah. The what's it called? New console generation is gonna be interesting, especially. I think to your point, you said there weren't really a lot of games that stood out. I was really hoping for like a Spider-Man 2 kind of deal for.
Well, they have that Miles shit, but like.
Yeah, but that's like they clarified that was like sort of more like an expansion kind of deal for just the
I thought it
first
was
one.
going to be like a Witcher 3 Iron and Wine or whatever the fuck it was, where it's like technically the same game, but it's a fuck ton new content.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even relating to the original story either. It's like a bunch of new stuff.
Well, I mean,
the word I heard described was sort of like the infamous, because there was the infamous game they released last generation, and then released another game that was like the same city but in largely the same technology, like game engine and that stuff. But with
pulling like a
that's what I heard it sort of compared to conceptually. So.
Yeah, pulled to like a. Actually, you know, it's interesting because Spider-Man is such a New York City centric character. They feasibly could just keep using New York City as their map, and nobody would really complain about it.
Yeah,
Punisher game.
Oh my
I would
god!
absolutely play a Punisher game.
I don't think
2005 Punisher game.
They're
No.
what?
Definitely
There's a
not going to
2005
play.
shooter with it is Thomas Jane who because he was in the movie, but it is not at all related to the story of the film. It
Okay.
is like a
That's
recreation
good,
of
'cause
one
it
comic book
sucked.
actor. Yeah, the film sucked. I like Thomas Jane as the Punisher, but he was
He
in
was
that.
good, but
Yeah,
it was that good.
Punisher movie. But yeah, that game's pretty good. You can feed people piranhas. It's pretty good.
Oh,
What?
okay.
What?
Yeah, this
Is it like
definitely
a
PS2
is it like a
game.
fucking postal like game? Like what?
No, I mean you're shooting criminals. You're not just
Okay.
killing anybody.
Okay.
That's not, you know how the Punisher works? Ricky, come on.
Generally, but again, even in the current year, the optics on the Punisher probably not too great.
Yeah,
That's
why
a
they will
good
not make a
point.
Punisher game. But the 2005 Punisher game, in which it was cartoony and you impale a guy on a rhino, is pretty good.
Where did you get a
yeah.
rhino?
You're in the zoo.
The
Are
Rhino,
you shitting me?
Fair enough.
my favorite Spider-Man character?
I mean, they're not the Spider-Man character rhino. This is just a regular rhino, the animal in the zoo, who you can impale a guy on, and then the Punisher goes, "Good rhino, nice team up." The dialogue in this game is excellent. Okay, I
That's
get the
amazing.
Punisher 2005 game. Not the greatest third-person shooter in the world, but just has a fun atmosphere. There's the part where you
Okay.
hide in a casket at a mob funeral of a guy you killed naturally. You're in a casket. There's all these mobs just like praying. Then you just pop out of the casket with an M60 machine gun. Or like, surprise, motherfuckers! And they're like, oh shit, it's Frank Castle. And you're just like,
I need to look up this game now.
Third
This
game.
sounds too good to be
Holy
real.
shit.
yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. That sounds like I remember seeing some clips of like old Hitman games where you could dress up as like a clown and stuff to infiltrate certain places. And it seemed like you get some wacky shit in there. That sounds even more like fucking off the wall batshit.
Yeah.
Punisher.
Even the new Hitman games, you could do that. You
You're
just
wacky. Yeah.
Yeah.
And should.
Yeah.
It's much more fun to do it that way.
Oh
Yeah.
that's the thing that wasn't. They're doing the Hitman 3 is coming out next year. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
They've really
Still
nailed
got the
it.
briefcase that follows everybody around the world.
Yes, okay, I have seen that.
Yeah, this is kind of a bug, but we're just like gonna keep it in.
It's so funny though.
funny.
It's just hilarious.
Throw it at somebody who's just casually jogging past and they don't even notice.
I love the one with the jet ski where it's just like follow the guy around and then eventually it's sausage to boom.
He finally like parks the jet ski, gets off, he makes it like halfway home, and then the briefcase finally catches up. Just fucking beautiful.
Oh
Where-
man, wow, they really nailed it with that game. After kind of how disappointing Absolution was, they're like we went back to it and they fucking so good.
There were
They
some
had
parts
a
that
weird
were
like subscription service though.
Yeah, which was
It
cool.
was kinda strange.
One, because like it meant that you really explored like each map and you
I'm
played the
not
shit
going
out
to
of each
swear.
map
Josh,
and like
work
did all
on
things.
camera, Murky. I saw that.
I'm
Work
not
on
doing
camera.
that. I want to see the
Work.
zoo mission.
Work.
Hold on.
I
All
bought
right.
1 and 2 as a bundle though, and that was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and then that's what
all
they
of
did.
the content. Yeah.
I'm just glad they survived their whole like Square Enix being like deal
Yeah.
and they divested that because there's a lot of fears that they would just like go completely under after that stuff. So
Come on.
Yeah.
I want to.
They're
Oh my
fun
god.
games.
This game
Yep.
is so
They're easy to
dark.
pick
I can
up and come
barely
back
see what's
to,
going
too.
on at any point.
Yeah.
Oh, where is this
That is
fucking
pretty
rhino?
Typical.
Where's the rhino? I want to see it, please. Is this something? Oh, yes! He's feeding it to electric eels! Oh my god. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
there's a lot of real creative kills at the zoo level.
It's pretty good.
That's fucking hilarious. Jesus Christ.
It's like at one point there's like a replica of like some sort of like Aztec or Mayan temple or something. They're like talking about blood sacrifices. You can just put up a guy there and stab him with a knife and the blood fills up the thing.
All right.
Like very
Well,
wacky Punisher murdering people.
Forget optics. I want to see the sequel to that game come out on this new generation of consoles.
I just
alright?
thought it's not like a Punisher game set in an open world game where like you have to sort of like plan and like how to take down these like different criminal enterprises and
That
stuff.
would be a good like
Interesting.
nemesis system.
Yeah.
And,
Oh
like,
shit.
you're, like,
Yeah.
You're like taking their money and weapons to like build your own resources as a
Yeah.
Punisher, like as he does in the comics.
Yeah.
So
All right.
Yeah.
Fucking. Which company did you say made Shadow of War? Was it Rocksteady or?
Monolith made Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Monolith. We will
Makers
accept.
of Fear.
I'm gonna email them.
Yeah.
And
Send them a quick
Shogo-
email.
Mobile.
them an
Man,
email.
Monolith made so many classic games in the 90s. Y'all kids don't even know.
All right.
Y'all kids don't know about Shogo Mobile Armor Division.
I don't know about that.
Shit was anime, but a first-person shooter.
All right.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have
Oh
crossed.
fuck! They made Gotham City Imposters.
Oh,
yeah.
that game was pretty popular.
Awful.
That game was.
Game is
I don't know why they
Stupid.
contacted those dudes to do that.
They're so much fun though.
All right. So we have crossed the 1 hour mark, so I think I'll cut it here. But I will give the audience what it wants. Please hold.
Oh, you
Yes.
work on camera.
Yeah.
on camera.
Nick, is that the same shirt you were wearing
So-
last night?
I was in Rochester.
Hang on.
I
I gotta
didn't
get
have
money to
time.
put
I
the
literally
camera.
just drove home and started the stream. That's why I was running late. I was driving back.
I got my wallet. What do we got?
Okay.
I have a single dollar.
Anyways, thanks
I
for
grabbed
watching,
my
guys.
wallet, but I accidentally dropped
stay
it in a
safe
pool
out
earlier,
there.
so it's dry.
And
What the fuck?
Yeah, Murky.
stay
I'm
safe.
recording this.
Peace out. That's gonna get clipped, and I'm gonna be so sad.
How do I clip things?
You could find out later.
Fuck.